God, I need to make a YouTube video about Uncharted.
Hi! So I've finished Uncharted 4 over 2 days and I freaking loved it. I've played Uncharted 2, I haven't played the other two, but like I played Uncharted 2, amazing time. It was so good. I love games like these, like Naughty Dog, please, more, give me more. I just love games that are like action, movies, mixed with gameplay, mixed with, like I wish there was a bit more decision making, but still, like that is like, oh, the epitome of the game I love. So it's great. I mean, like no matter how little time I spent on it compared to other games, like multiplayer games, yeah, I just play the same thing again and again for hours and hours, and I get a lot of replay out of that, and I'll probably never play Uncharted again, maybe like 20 years from now. Maybe I'll be really old and I'll be like, oh yes, Uncharted, let's go, wonderful. But I'll probably never play it again. I'm gonna be real. But I will always have those memories, and that's why I like, people are like, don't buy it, it's just a movie, it's just, you can just watch it online and you can have the same satisfaction. I'm like, but I want more money for them so they can make me more games, you know, so I can have more fantastic memories from games. Anyway, so that is my quick spoiler-free review. I give it about a 9 out of 10, just freely talking about anything because I want to, because it's fun. Alright, you've been sufficiently warned. Don't you complain to me or I'll spoil Game of Thrones for you. I'll look it up what goes on and I'll spoil it for you. Now let's talk about the story. So we're at the current day with Nathan. He's looking fat and old, and you're like, oh shit, we're not gonna do any jumping and climbing because like he's not gonna be able to make that. No, I'm just kidding, but like that should happen. Like that really should happen. I mean, if they ever make it Uncharted 5, it should just be like, oh man, I can't jump across this wall. I can't like get to the other side, and he just dies. So Nathan and Alina are in their house. They have quite a nice typical American home, and he seems bored as all hell with his current life. He works as a diver for a company, I can't remember that name, and you know, he goes downstairs, we play some Crash Bandicoot with the wife because, you know, they're fighting over the dishes, and like he looks so dissatisfied with his life, and even she's talking to him about her work, he just zones out, and she asks him because she knows something's up, and still nothing. He's like, right, just like a little side note, Nathan lies all the time during this, like holy, he's a liar. He's a liar to himself, really. That's the big issue here. You have this really cool wife who goes on all these adventures with you, who probably is feeling the exact same thing with you. You know, you guys been on this crazy journey and now you're kind of settling down and you're kind of like a little bit, this is kind of So she's your significant other, talk to her, but he doesn't, you know, whatever. So towards the very beginning, we have Nathan and his brother, and we learn about their story. So it's Nathan and Sam. They were at a nunnery, they're orphans. They get out, they go try to find Mum's book at this old lady's place, and which has, like, this book contains all this stuff about Avery's treasure, this treasure that they want to finish their mum's work, they want to find the treasure. So what they do is they have to break into a prison in Panama to get some information of a tower nearby or something like that. In the prison, through this guy called, what is his face called? I forgot his face. Oh, it's called Vargas. Oh yes, Vargas, the innocent guard who is just, okay, he's not really innocent if you're like, you're in with the, yeah, no, he's not innocent. But anyway, so they find this statue, this cross, with so find the statue, they find this clue, then they kill Vargas, and then they have to run away, and then his brother dies. And it's like, alright, Rafe, why'd you have to kill that guy? That guy seemed pretty fine. We could have just made a quick deal with him, be like, yeah, we'll totally give you some, and then just kind of not do that. Be like, oh yeah, totally, we'll have you in, and then just like, whenever you see him in the street, just like, put your head down. You can make deals and just not, you know, surely. No? Okay, maybe not. Alright, whatever. Nathan's like, oh no, Sam, and then Sam just drops because he's been hit by a gazillion bullets, but he lives. Oh, but we won't get to that point yet, will we? No, we'll get to that point. He lives, because what's the point of showing the brother and brother thing if he doesn't live? Like, what else could they have done? That would have been so weird. The brother visits, and he's like, so brother, it's 15 years. Oof, this is awkward. So I need some help, brother. I'm in some trouble with some man named Alcazar, and he knows about the $400 million Avery treasure, and he wants me to get it, and I'd give him some of it, otherwise I'm dead, you know? And Nathan's like, oh good, I'm gonna save my brother, but I'm not gonna tell my wife about this. Nah, I'm not gonna tell her about my brother, or about this adventure I'm going on that could possibly kill me. I mean, like, if I didn't respawn, I would be dead, let's be real. And so they go off. I know another one of these crosses at an auction where they also run into Rafe and Nadine, who's like this powerful chick with her own little army. Psh, there's a lot of them. All right, it's a big army. And they just steal it, and then clues. And then they find themselves on this massive chase to get Avery's treasure. Go to Scotland, Madagascar, and then to Libertalia. And shit, man, like, how many days go by? I don't know. And it's Nathan and Sam. They've had a bit of help from Sully. He made like a little bit of a, hey, I'm gonna sit in this vehicle while you do stuff, Nathan thing. And so we're at Libertalia, and we run into Rafe and Nadine again. Nadine, by the way, just straight up beats up both the brothers, both the Drake brothers, like straight up. $400 million. I think that's okay to split amongst more people. Like, greed, like, it's gonna kill you. But we'll get to that later. You remember this time. Yeah, greed's gonna kill you. Anyway, so Rafe just straight up goes to the brothers, they're on a cliff, and he's like, oh, you know what, I don't need you, Nathan, and then shoots Nathan off. That being said, Nathan has done most of the work all of this way for all of them, because Rafe has been tracking down their phones, and Nathan has been doing most of the progress. I'm not just trying to toot my own horn here, but I was there doing a lot of stuff for it, okay? So just cause Sam is a little bit wiser about pirates than I am, he had 15 years in prison to read. Oh, by the way, Sam totally lied. Rafe got him out of jail. Something happened there. I actually kind of missed what happened there. Probably should... Whoops. But anyway, yeah, we didn't do any work at all. You don't need me. Anyway, so he shoots at Nathan. Sam blocks the bullet, but Nathan falls off the cliff anyway. And guess who finds him? And side note, in Madagascar, Alina comes by and is like, hey, yeah, so I know what you've been doing. I kind of know that you've been lying to me, okay? And then Nathan's like, okay, here's my brother. Oh my god, this is so awkward, I'm in so much trouble. And she's like, oh, okay, so that's another thing you've been lying to me, okay. But when he falls off the cliff in Libertalia, Alina comes by and she saves his ass. Because who the fuck knows? This woman is an absolute legend. Alina is absolutely awesome. She's by far one of the cooler characters in anything. Like, she would win so many awards, best wife, best friend, best supporting role. And like the most annoying part is his excuses. I'm too afraid that you'll, I was afraid. I wanted to punch Nathan. I'm like, come on, give her something. She's an amazing, awesome person, and I know he knows it. Alina helps Nathan and Alina go try to save Sam, and honestly, I think she's more useful than Sam is as far as like an AI following you around. Like, she's doing a really nice job shooting. This room, this dining table filled with all of the pirates mentioned in the puzzle in Madagascar, and they're all dead. They've all been poisoned apart from Thomas 2 and Avery, and so it like keeps on going. The greed keeps on just going up. So they find Sam, they go together, and then he's like, nah, I'm getting this treasure. And it's like, oh, we just wanted to save you. And then Nathan's like, oh, we'll get this treasure with you, and then leaving the other two behind, Sully and Alina, that is. And then they go, and then Rafe is there, Nadine is there, the ship is there, and they want it. That's Avery's ship. That is where it all went down. That is where it all is. And they're like, oh, let's get it. They already have some of the gold, Nadine. And she's like, oh, I just want to leave. Let's just, there's so much here. I just want to leave. And Rafe is like, no, I wanted more. It's just over there. Although, being said, it was just over there. It was a really small swim over there. And I'm like, it would have, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, if it was booby trapped, it wouldn't have been that. Like, it was not that big of a ship, really. But oh well. She was like, no, I've lost about 100+ men, but now when we're like 10 meters away from the ship, I went out. Yeah, I really kind of didn't care about her. And then I was like, oh, woman, really? You say that now? Okay, alright. And so everyone's in the ship, in this room, and Nadine's like, you know what, I'm out of here. Gets the gun of Nathan, gets the gun of Rafe, and just like closes the door. And then you have a little sword fight with Nathan and the little Rafe guy, and then Azure falls on top of him and just crushes him to death. Yeah. Literally gets killed by greed. It's awesome. Yeah. And the story ends pretty lovely. I think it's really wrapping it up in that they can live a normal life but still have a lot of adventures in a safer kind of way. Because what happens is that Sam does get a few of those gold, a few of the treasures, and then puts them in Lena's little jacket thing, and she's like, and then they buy the company that Nathan works at, and they make her TV show back, and then like it's good adventures and stuff, and then they have a child, and the child is like 10 and is like, oh my god, what are these things here? Ooh, tell me about, what have you been not telling me about your adventures? And I'm sitting here being like, what? You have this child who's probably reading a bunch of fiction. I mean, like at that age I was probably reading like mythology and that, and that had a lot of gruesome stuff in it. And yet Nathan still hadn't told his daughter about what, like, the awesome adventure he's been on. That is a good novel. I really just summed it all up just then. Yeah. Oh, okay. Alright. That was my strategy. I love the story. I love talking about it. It's fun. I guess that was my way of partly reviewing it. Now for the actual review. So Uncharted 4 was like a good way to wrap up the series. It like had a bunch of references from the games before, and even though I had only played Uncharted 2, I still felt the feelings. Maybe I would have been a bit more like, oh, I remember that if I played the other two, but I did read up on what happened. I did watch a bit before I did play, but like I didn't experience it, so I don't really know. I really loved the journey. I was really surprised because it felt like a massive goose chase. Is that what they call it? I don't know. Just, I felt like there was never going to be any treasure. They were going on for so long. I was really surprised that there was treasure. I thought it was just going to be like one golden chalice and then they would fight and all die for it. But I'm glad that no one died, really. I just, like, they didn't need that ending to happen. They didn't need anyone to die. They didn't need to shock anyone particularly to make it just a good, satisfying ending. I mean, you know, it's really hard to find a satisfying ending because you always kind of like, it's difficult to wrap up something like that. I absolutely loved Alina as a character. She was my favorite. I didn't ever get comfortable with Sam, really. I mean, you could felt that there was this broship between them, and they tried really hard to make it seem comfortable, but it's something still, like, it wasn't as close as, I don't know, I didn't fall in love with Sam as much as I would like to have. Awkward. The other few issues I had with the game, I felt there was a bit too much shooting, a bit too much climbing, not enough puzzles. There need to be a bit more puzzles to have that nice balance. I absolutely don't really like the shooting that much, really. I mean, I guess that encourages the fact that I should stealth a bit more, but I just hate that, like, drive to this destination, particularly with the towers in Madagascar. It just felt like drive to this destination, get a horde. This destination, another horde. And it's like, why? I love Nathan, I do. But, like, he's such a wimp sometimes, like, oh man. But I mean, like, I guess compared to everyone, compare everyone to Alina just wins. She's awesome. She's so, you know, my favorite character. My least favorite character was probably, I mean, like, I want to say Rafe, but it's too easy. Like, this Rafe character is literally like, oh, I was fed everything on a silver spoon. Oh yes, I'll take your company. Oh, I've got lots of money. I've got countless money. Oh, it's too easy. I want to earn something. Then just dies. It's like, they needed to put a little bit of good in him, I feel. It would have been really conflicting, but I like that. I like when the characters aren't so straight. That being said, I think I really loved the game. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10, I'd say. Yeah, 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. And I want to see more games like it. With obviously different characters and different stories, but I want to see it. It's so much fun. The views, oh my god, can we just talk about the views are incredible. The whole game looks incredible, and you're just going around in this world focused on this treasure hunt, and you barely take a stop in your little charade to look at how amazing it looks, and the water looks fantastic. Just like, it's good water. The best puzzle is definitely the Madagascar one with all the paintings and that. The other ones were pretty good too. The puzzles were good. A lot of people would say that they were a bit easy, I guess. And I would too, but I got stumped at a few of them. Yeah, so, like, I can't really say anything about that. 10 out of 10 fun. I had fun. Apart from the excessive shooting, but I had fun. I just want more games like this. Yay! Can we get, like, it needs to be extra points under the review for, like, amount of times that Nathan had a wet shirt on. Alina was looking pretty good too, like, sex appeal works. Well done, well done. Because I didn't really know how to make this a highlight or anything. So this is my way of doing it instead, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Yay! Hey! Probably shouldn't play with dolls. I'm 23 and very sophisticated.